Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for coming today to our Gateways, our brand new USA Gateways series. And today we are featuring Los Angeles and Greater Palm Springs. As you know, it is normally Joanna Palmer who sits here today, letting you know all the information, but I'm afraid she's unwell. So apologies, and I'm Penny Brand, and I will be taking her place for the day. So just to recap on today's agenda, we've got about an hour and we'll be running through some really important Brand USA updates, as well as giving you a run through of our insider guide. Featured today, we have At the Movies, where we'll be going to New York, Palm Springs, Las Vegas, and of course, finishing up in LA. After that, we are going to be welcoming the wonderful Kat from Los Angeles. And then I'll be finishing up the presentation with a little bit of information on Palm Springs. So that's our little run through today. Starting first up with our Brand USA tools. So you'll all know that our travel trade website is the one-stop shop for all the resources that you need. It really is that fabulous resource for everything you need USA in your planning. It's our way to help you look like the expert when you're planning that trip to the US. Now, there are fabulous tools such as destination overviews, suggested itineraries like our insider guides, which we'll touch on in a minute, as well as FAQs on COVID visas and also transportation information. So first up, we have our Brand USA Discovery Program. Now, I'm sure that most of you have heard about this program and maybe even completed a few various badges. But for those who haven't, our online training program is one of a kind. Not only will you become a specialist in specific states or regions, you'll become part of our community where you can share knowledge and ask questions. We have about 60 badges to complete, covering all regions, states, and even some themed badges like our US national parks. But the modules are short and sharp and provide you with an overarching understanding so that you're really confident to speak with your clients about what they can do in the States. What's great about each of the badges is once you've completed it, you can download that specialist badge icon. So when you're creating an itinerary for a client, they'll know that you're the expert in that. And as I mentioned, we do run incentives around this. So we're in the last couple of weeks of our Get Back to the USA incentive, where we're giving away a fortnightly $100 spot prize to both Australians and New Zealanders, as well as the grand prize of $500. And that's announced in about the 20th of May from memory. And there's one for Australia and one for New Zealand. So just log in to discoveryprogram.com.au or discoveryprogram.co.nz to be in the running. You really just need to complete one badge and then you've got an entry into the prize draw. That's my sign up and win. So please, everybody, register, complete a badge, and become an expert. So our USA Trip Planner is another great tool for everybody. I'm just going to run through our video for you. This is a really great way for everybody to create the custom itinerary for their trip to the USA. As you can see, all I'm doing in here is entering the destinations that we're going to, picking some dates that they'll be traveling, the number of people, as well as looking at what their interests are. You know, they love the historic charms. And then, so what we're doing is creating a 21-day itinerary for the States. Now, this is a fabulous way that you can really show your client that you're the expert. And it gives them a hint of all the things to do, where to go, as well as, ideas. And you can share that directly with your client with a customized plan through either their email address or Facebook. So keep that in mind, everybody, when you are really looking to share that information with your client. Now, of course, the last little bit of COVID updates, you can find out the information here, and hopefully very soon this slide will not exist as we return back to that normal type of travel. I also want to mention our Go USA TV. This is a fabulous way for people to look at some of the highlights that are in there. It's free, and you can have a look at some of the great content that's out there on the USA, which includes things like National Parks Adventure, as well as America's Musical Journey. Now, don't forget to join our Australia and New Zealand Travel Trade Facebook groups. Pop in your request and we'll make sure that you get all the information direct to your Facebook feed and highlights on what is coming up next with Brand USA. Now, lastly, I do want to mention that our Brand USA Global Marketplace is an always-on virtual platform that you can log into and get all the updates on the destinations, attractions, and points of interest. Think of this as your one-stop shop, like an online travel show. So you can just load on and get access to all these resources. So once you've joined, you'll get a connect here email where you've got your details, and then you can have all the videos, logos, social media links, and all that information that you'll need as soon as you stop getting quite as busy planning all those trips. So we're just going to move on now to our road trip insider guides, and today's feature is at the movies. So the great thing about these itineraries is that they're already put together for you, and you can just share the different ideas with your clients so that then you can cut and paste what they really want to do as their highlights. It really makes you look like the expert, and hopefully makes it as easy as possible for you to get that information direct to them. The first page is always a really great little map showing the travel times and distances between the places. And then after that, it goes into a day-by-day itinerary. For this day, we're starting in New York. We're checking out the Central Park and the the Metropolitan Museum of Art, as well as the Empire State Building. Then we're going to, visit Sutton Place Park, have a look at Times Square and Planet Hollywood. With our final day walking across the fabulous Brooklyn Bridge and having some of Joe's pizza at the end. With that, we sort of fly on into Las Vegas, where we can hit Fairmont Street and check out some of the wonderful lights and casino, amazing stuff that happens in Vegas, walking around the Strip, heading to the wedding chapels and visiting different casinos. After that, we head on out to Palm Springs, which is the original Hollywood playground, approximately 4 hours drive from Las Vegas, where you can check out the beautiful oasis in the middle of the desert. And from then we head on in to Los Angeles to, visit the famous Chinese theater, checking out all the different places that there are to do there. So one of those really great itineraries that will make you guys seem like the expert. But for all our insider information, I am going to pass you on to the wonderful Pat Brown from Los Angeles Tourism and Convention Bureau, who is going to give you all those insights. So welcome, Kathleen. Thanks so much for coming today.
No, thank you for having me. I'm just going to share my screen so you can see my presentation. So give me 2 seconds.
Perfect. Well, we can't wait to find all the info and all the details of LA, all the new stuff, and get everybody back traveling there. So I'll see you in a few minutes, Kat.
Great. Thanks, Penny. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited to, see you all back and joining us to learn more about the US, learning about LA, the gateways to the US. It's so exciting to see all these bookings starting to generate and the traction we're getting for getting Aussies and Kiwis back over to the US and back over to the City of Angels. Speaking of which, I'm just going to run you through a few updates for what's happening in Los Angeles at the moment. I'm just going to slides. So I'm just going to run through a few of what's new, what's been happening in the last 2 years since most of us have been back in LA. So much has happened, so it's a great time to get updated just in time for new itineraries, so you can be up to date with the best recommendations for your clients and let them know, especially for clients returning to LA. A lot of Aussies and Kiwis have been to LA before and looking to try something different, so this is a great place to get started. So first we'll run through what's new at LAX. Super important for trips all over the US, but plenty happening on the ground at the airport as well. What's new in hotels in LA, new tours and attractions that are available, and of course some travel trade tools that are specific to Los Angeles. So of course we can't talk about gateways without talking about flight connections, and LAX is a fantastic location for Australians and New Zealanders looking to travel to the wider, North America, Canada, Mexico, and beyond. The reason for this is that we do offer more connections than any other US airport, and LAX really is the gateway to North America for this part of the world from down under. So, we do have 5 direct carriers from Australia and New Zealand, 4 direct from Australia, 1 direct from New Zealand, which is Air New Zealand, of course. And then we do offer 2, I think there are multiple, indirect carriers offering connections to LAX. 2 that I've noted here are Fiji Airways and Hawaiian Airlines, which do offer great connections from multiple cities all over Australia and New Zealand. We are seeing great connectivity, multiple daily flights from Sydney, and then you've got great connectivity through Melbourne and Brisbane through Qantas. And we're getting excited to see multiple airlines adding new routes, new services every day. So keep up to date with the flight connections, because we're hoping to see even more come online soon. So speaking in terms of that connectivity, LAX, as you can see, truly is the gateway to North America. We offer 112 destinations non-stop just into the US, connecting from LAX. You can see the blue dots on that map are major airports that offer multiple onward destinations from there, and then yellow would be medium, kind of with a few destinations, and then the red dots are your regional, where there's really minimal kind of destinations connections, but they are specific locations, ski resorts, things like that. So plenty of options for direct connections from LAX all over the US. What's new at LAX? It's such an exciting time at LAX. We are still in the midst of a $14 billion renovation and refurbishment program, which is really coming towards the end. So a lot of this is starting to open up now. One of those first things is Delta Skyway. The first stage is open. This is a brand new check-in, security and baggage claim area, which is situated between Terminals 2 and 3. Terminal 3 is currently still closed for renovation, which will be amazing once it opens, and Terminal 2 is your current connection for Delta Airlines. But this area connects the 2 terminals, and it will become a sort of joint terminal when it opens, when Terminal 3 is completed next year, and it will also connect to Tom Bradley International. There is also a brand new premier lounge, the Delta Sky Club, which is on the 2nd level of this new terminal area. It's absolutely spectacular. So if you do have clients that would fly in the business class, or have access to the Delta Sky Club, definitely check out the photos, because it is just gorgeous. The space is amazing, and the new terminal is a really pleasant place to be. Lots of great technology, kiosks that are making it even easier to access your flight, transfer, and get onto your onward destination or onto your holiday. Next is the Westgates and Tom Bradley International Terminal. This is a new kind of sub-terminal in Tom Bradley. It's connected via an underground walkway, which is about 1 mile long. It has 15 new gates, all modern guest experiences with new technologies. So, you know, everything you would expect from a modern terminal, power at the seats, biometric boarding gates, touchscreen kiosks, all those sort of new technological ventures that we've had in the last few years in airport technology. And this is just across from Tom Bradley, as I said. At the moment, we don't have any Australian or New Zealand connecting out of this terminal, but we do have some of those indirect carriers. So like Fiji Airways is currently using this terminal. What it does mean for Australian and New Zealand travellers is that it will ease any of the congestion for planes. There'll be more gate accessibility, so less chance of delays or looking for a gate changes, that sort of thing. So just adding to a more seamless experience at LAX overall. And then most exciting, we have the automated people mover, which is opening next year. I can't believe it. I'm so excited about it. It's a monorail, which is what we would call it, I suppose, that connects all 9 terminals. It will also connect to the LA Metro. It will connect to a consolidated rental car facility, which will house all of the rental car suppliers, as well as the car park shuttles. All of that will run now through this automated people mover, which will be so exciting. It's going to be completely free to use, run every 2 minutes, 24 hours a day. It's 10 minutes end to end, so it's a really easy way to connect and get on with your holiday, and you know, it'll ease that time that it takes getting into LAX. At the moment, a lot of that traffic traveling around the loop will be eased, so it'll be again a much more pleasant experience overall for travelers coming through LAX. So moving on to new hotels, lots happening in hotels. We've had over 21 hotels open last year alone in LA, but I'm just going to give you a snapshot of the ones that I think will be most relevant to you and to your clients. Starting in downtown LA, we have the Wayfarer, which is an absolutely stunning property. As you can see, the beautiful lobby here, but it does offer some great flexibility with rooms. I think this is a great hotel for groups of friends traveling together, because it does offer rooms that have 2 bunk beds with full hotel amenities. So you can fit a group of 4 friends in there with 4 single beds in 2 bunk bed formation, with, you know, private ensuite and all the amenities of a standard hotel room. Its location, which is perfect proximity to the Staples Center, which is now called Crypto.com Arena, easy access to Dodger Stadium, easy access to other major stadiums if they are looking for sports as well. But otherwise, just a great hotel to be situated for millennials or younger travelers, or anybody looking to experience kind of a funky area of downtown LA. If you're looking for luxury in downtown, the Proper Hotel has opened just recently, and this is a luxury property in downtown. It's on the corner of 11th and Broadway, which, if you're not familiar with downtown, is a really up-and-coming area. Will be super trendy, and you'll see a lot of businesses opening up major storefronts, major flagship locations in that area of downtown. So it's a really up-and-coming destination with easy access. It's a 10-minute walk to the Crypto.com Arena, formerly known as Staples Center, so easy access to get around LA as well. Heading over to Hollywood, we have the new Godfrey Hotel Hollywood, which opened early last year, and this is a fantastic property. It's a mid-range, so it has really accessible room rates. If you're looking for clients who, you know, are looking in that mid-range budget, beautiful rooms with floor-to-ceiling windows, stunning light, natural light coming through the rooms. But one of the biggest draw cards for this hotel is it does offer one of the largest rooftops in all of LA, with a restaurant, a bar, pool, and lots of different seating areas. It's just great views of Hollywood Hills and across the city as well. For luxury in Hollywood, the brand new Thompson Hotel is just around the corner from the Godfrey. This has opened just late last year, and it has an amazing rooftop as well, fantastic views of the city, and a stunning lobby experience. But this again is a luxury property, so if you have clients who are looking for that kind of upscale hotel experience, this is a great option in Hollywood. Now, for one of my favorite openings for the last year was the Fairmont Century Plaza. This opened in September last year. I was actually lucky enough to stay there a couple of weeks ago on my recent trip to LA, and it's just fantastic. Every room in this hotel offers a balcony, which is perfect for, soaking up that California sunshine and that beautiful breeze that runs through off the coast. The lobby is open air, indoor, outdoor, just stunning. The restaurant is a beautiful French style restaurant, and the rooms are really spacious, comfortable, and the location is fantastic. So it's just across the road from Westfield Century City, only 5 minutes to Beverly Hills, and down the road to Santa Monica, about 20 minutes, easy access to Hollywood, Beverly Grove, one of my favorite places to base yourself in LA. Heading down to the beach, we have the Venice V Hotel. This has opened up just across the road from Venice Beach Skate Park, so fantastic if you've got clients looking to be close to the beach. One of the best things about this hotel is that every room offers a view of the ocean, so don't worry about selecting a room or making special requests, but they do have everything from, standard king rooms, queen rooms, all the way up to 2-bedroom bungalows. So if you do have, again, a group of friends traveling together, that could be a great option there. And if you're not too familiar with LA and its geographic location, Venice Beach is super accessible from LAX. It's only about a 10-minute drive, depending on traffic. So super easy, great for a stopover as well if they don't want to stay at an airport hotel. But if they do, Hyatt House and Hyatt Place has just opened at LAX. It's in that Century Boulevard strip of airport hotels. One of the best things about this property is it is a dual property, so it offers both properties, Hyatt House and Hyatt Place, share the same facilities for the lobby and main guest areas. It does also offer a rooftop pool, which is the only one at LAX. So if you do have clients that love watching planes, this is a fantastic location because they can go up on the roof and they will be closer than any other experience you can get around the airport for watching takeoffs and landings. And this property does also offer breakfast included in the rate. So that's a really great option if you're looking to do a stopover, keep everything kind of all in that one price range. In terms of upcoming hotels, some major hotels are coming very soon. We'll have the Conrad Los Angeles opening up in downtown LA. We've also got the Moxie and AC Hotel, which is another dual property, and this will open up just across the road from Crypto.com Arena. And then we also have the Whiskey Hotel, which will open shortly in Hollywood, and it's all whiskey themed. Not sure what that looks like yet in terms of experience, but I'm sure it will be super exciting. So stay tuned. I'm sure I'll have more information on that once it opens. In terms of new attractions, we have the amazing Academy Museum of Motion Pictures, which opened in September last year. It's the largest museum in the US devoted to how movies are made and the experience of movie making. There's a virtual Academy Awards experience where you can go and accept an Oscar. You get to hold a real Oscar and have a virtual reality video that gets sent to you afterwards of you accepting your Oscar on stage with your name read out. There's also an amazing rooftop terrace, which you can see in that photo is that big globe at the back there. That's the Dolby Terrace, has amazing views of Hollywood and the Hollywood sign. It's in that Beverly Grove, mid-Wilshire area of LA, so very close. It's actually across the road from the Peterson Museum of Automotive Art, next door to LACMA, or you might know it from the Streetlight art exhibit that's on the street there. So definitely check this one out if you've got film and movie fans. But overall, in terms of experiences, the memorabilia on display, you've got the ruby red slippers from The Wizard of Oz that has Judy Garland's name written in there, all sorts of amazing costumes on display, worth checking out for any visitor, but especially those who have an interest in Tinseltown. At Universal Studios, we've got a new ride, which is The Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash, and this is a on-track, family-friendly ride, so perfect for families with young kids. And we also have Super Nintendo World opening next year at Universal Studios Hollywood, which is currently under construction, and we can't wait to see it. In terms of new stadium experiences, we have the brand new SoFi Stadium, which opened 2020, but just hosted the Super Bowl 56 at SoFi Stadium in February. So that was super exciting. And the LA Rams won home turf. It's super exciting for us. But they do offer stadium tours. So this is an amazing experience where you can run onto the field, check out the locker rooms, test your football skills by kicking or throwing the football on the field. It'll take you around to all the main areas of the stadium. You get to see this, how technology looks in a brand new stadium. It's a really interesting, exciting experience on the ground, and it's right next to LAX. So if you do have a short stay in LAX, it's only about 10 minutes away from the airport. So if you're looking for a short stopover experience, this could be a great option. We also have the Muhammad Ali experience, which is opening later this year, and this will be a virtual reality experience where you can meet, talk, fight with Muhammad Ali should you wish. There are 40 different rooms for the virtual reality experience, so it should be a pretty impressive experience on the ground, and we'll certainly have more information for you when it gets closer to opening. And then lastly, Warner Brothers Studio Tour Hollywood, which reopened in June last year. It's just a fantastic experience. If you've done the tour before, you will know just how amazing it is in terms of going around the back lot on their trolleys, but they have also added a brand new welcome center with a huge new studio store and all new exhibits and experiences added. You can visit the Big Bang Theory set, you can see the Friends set. It's just a fantastic experience for all the family. The minimum age is 8 though, so it's not for young kids, but from 8 years old onwards, just a fantastic experience. And then in terms of trade tools, let's jump into these. We do have a travel trade website, which is discoverlosangeles.com/travel-trade, which has all sorts of different resources, visitors guides, member interviews. So those are our members on the ground in LA sharing their best tips and tricks for selling LA or selling their products. We have a webinar library and of course images and videos that you can use for your own marketing materials. We do also have a trade Facebook, which is facebook.com/LA Tourism Travel Trade, or you can just search Los Angeles Tourism Travel Trade on Facebook, where we share all the latest updates, shareable content that you can share on your own social channels, promotions, and we also do have a message function. So you can message us anytime and we'll get back to you as soon as possible to answer any quick questions or requests that you have. And lastly, we do have our own online training program, which is the LA Insider. So the LA badge on the Brand USA Discovery program is fantastic for a quick overview and definitely worth doing. But if you are looking to delve deeper, 100% recommend checking out the LA Insider program. We have 3 modules. It takes about 30 minutes to complete the whole program. And you'll get a downloadable certificate on completion, plus some fantastic benefits available to our completed LA Insiders. So that is it from me. My email is just at the bottom there. Please feel free to reach out with any questions, any help with itineraries or suggestions that you need. More than happy to help my amazing trade in Australia and New Zealand at any time. So get in touch. Thanks, Penny.
That is such really great news, and it's really good to hear the update of LA. I personally am super excited about the game-changing monorail coming to LAX. That is going to be fabulous. And now I would like to introduce myself again. I'm Penny Brand, and I'm here on behalf of Greater Palm Springs. So, surrounded by 4 picturesque mountain ranges and long sought after by travellers for its inspiring scenery and sense of adventure, Greater Palm Springs is Southern California's most storied oasis. Comprised of 9 cities, Palm Springs, Desert Hot Springs, Cathedral City, Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, Indian Wells, La Quinta, Indigo and Coachella, it is known as the Greater Palm Springs, with each town offering its own blend of experience, as endless as the blue skies. And Palm Springs has an average of 300 days of sunshine. So it literally is that oasis in the desert. So where is it located? Well, Palm Springs is not far at all from Los Angeles. In fact, it's only 2 hours drive, and that was originally why the town became such a hotspot. Back in the old days, any superstar from the Hollywood movies was only allowed to leave set and be within a 2-hour radius in case they were called back. And that's how Palm Springs was really started to be known for all of that famous movie stars. It's also only 4 hours from 4 hours from San Diego and 4 hours as well from Las Vegas. Here's showing you what the valley looks like, and it is known as the Coachella Valley, and it's surrounded by 2 large mountain ranges as well as an inland sea. It's got some fabulous national parks like the Joshua Tree National Park, so a real diversity of things to experience in just this little valley. And as I mentioned, it has got those different resort cities, all famous for something else. So anywhere that you stay along there is really great. I mentioned them all before, so let me just flick through that now, and I can always give you more information as we go along. So what is Palm Springs known for? Well, there's 4 key destination pillars, and the first one being health and wellness, where you can really absorb some of those beautiful outdoor areas, indulge in gorgeous spa, have some massages, get out there and do yoga, as well as sit out there in the outdoor adventure. It's got this fabulous arts and culture and some really great culinary to explore there. So pretty much everything that you want from your holiday. So let's start off with outdoor adventure. As I mentioned, Palm Springs has got 300 days of sunshine a year. But not only that, it's got eye-popping scenery in all directions. So there's unlimited outdoor adventure at your fingertips, from jeep tours to golf, tennis, rock climbing, bicycle and hiking. There really is something for everyone. And you see this beautiful contrast between this oasis and green, lush areas and this beautiful desert landscape. Health and wellness, one of my favorites. And Greater Palm Springs is home to countless world-class spas, some with natural mineral hot springs. You know, so you couple that with hiking trails in the Santa Rosa and San Juanita mountains, where you can have meditation experiences, as well as medical tourism. It really creates this solid foundation for a fabulous pillar for anyone, you know, wanting to indulge in some health and wellness. And they also have a fabulous arts and culture. So with world famous concerts and festivals, everybody's heard of Coachella. They've got this beautiful public art installation, great galleries. It's really fabulous for all that. Also for architect lovers, Palm Springs has got some mind-blowing mid-century modern designs. So those architect lovers can do tours, as well as, you know, exploring some of these architecturally built homes. So certainly a lover for the art. And lastly, but not least, culinary, where we can really indulge in some beautiful tastes and flavors of Palm Springs. And they're really as varied as those 9 cities that make up this Southern Californian oasis. And anything from charming cafes lining the downtown Palm Springs to fabulous fine dining restaurants. The destination is really rich in agricultural bounty and world-class cuisine. So fabulous for those lovers of food, myself included. Now, another thing about Palm Springs is they have these absolutely fabulous signature events planned throughout the year. So no matter what your clients are interested in, Palm Springs really will have something that'll cater to them. So starting off with the American Express Golf, which happens in January, and it's often referred to as the golf capital of the world. So, because the Palm Springs Valley, or Greater Palm Springs, has got over 100 courses in the area. They do also host the Palm Springs International Film Festival, as well as Modernism Week, which happens in February. For the cycling lovers, there is the Tour de Palm Springs, that is touring the desert. And then for tennis lovers, we have the BNP Open Tennis Championships that happens in March, along with the El Paso Fashion Week. The Palm Desert Food and Wine Festival happens in March, as well as the A&A Inspiration Tour. And for those lovers of music, they have plenty in their area. There's the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival that happens in April every year, as well as Stagecoach for the country music lovers, and that's also in April. So a great time to visit. For those lovers, there's also the Joshua Tree Music Festival in October, as well as the LGBTQ+ Pride Week that happens in November. So there are, something for everyone, as I mentioned, with year-round arts festivals and weekly farmers markets. So definitely a highlight to do there. So what about activities? We all love a little bit of activities, and I would be remiss of me not to mention that, of course, we have the Desert Springs Premium Outlets. Australians loving their outlet shops massively, as well as the El Paso shopping district there. There's the Living Desert and Botanical Gardens, which is a great hit for the kids, where they really get to experience that different scenery, as well as the Palm Springs aerial tram. But if you are sending your clients up that, just a tip, please bring a jumper with you, because the temperature can vary massively from the valley floor, which is nice and warm, up to the top of the mountain. For those lovers of the desert, you can get out there and do a Desert Adventures Jeep tour. And as I mentioned, those architectural lovers, you can see the Sunnyland Estate and Gardens, or head out there and do architectural tours, or check out a polo match. Also their windmill tours, and I've got to say, there is the Bmw Performance Center, which is a total hit for any lead foot out there. I guarantee you will love buzzing around a track in a BMW with that foot to the floor. I've done it, and my biggest, disappointment at the end was that I didn't put my foot all the way flat to the floor. So I'm itching to go back and just cane it round there. But a great experience for everyone. Now, as I mentioned, it is this oasis in the desert, so it'll be remiss of me not to mention these fabulous desert areas that are there. Not too far away, we've got the Joshua National Park, we've got the Anza Borrego Desert Park, which is truly stunning. It feels like it's out of this world. And also you can head up to the Mojave Desert, and in the north, you've got Death Valley. So it's really like anything, that we've sort of seen with this, desert in the oasis in the middle of the desert, I should say. All right, guys, that is me, Penny Brand, the Senior Account Manager at Gate 7, and you can get me on penny@gate7.com.au. But next up, we have the Dallas-Fort Worth and the South coming on the 1st of June at 10 a.m. So let me just stop that share and head back up here. So thank you so much for coming today. We really appreciate it. And Kath for coming and giving us all the updates. If there's anything you need, please feel free to reach out to me, penny@gate7.com.au. and we appreciate your time this morning. Thanks, everybody.